And we keep things rolling here on the Sports Cubicle. I'm your host, Mike Mercado. Thank you so much for keeping us a part of your day. And while all of us were enjoying a Saturday night, whether you were enjoying great company, some relaxation, the WWE Royal Rumble, I was getting my notes ready to jump on here and talk about Jimmy Butler, talk about Zach LaVine, Bradley Beal, who's going to be moved, what is happening to each one of these teams come NBA trade deadline. When all of a sudden a bomb was dropped on social media. Not a Woj bomb. This was from Shams Charania. Breaking. The Dallas Mavericks are trading Luka Dončić and Max Kleber and Marie Morris to the Los Angeles Lakers for Anthony Davis, Max Christie, and a 2029 first-round pick. Sources tell ESPN. 3-team deal that includes Utah. And then here's some more of that from Shams. The Mavericks approached the Lakers recently and offered Luka Dončić, sources tell ESPN. Lakers brass met and believe the 25-year-old Luka Dončić has the ability to be the face of their franchise for the next decade while giving Anthony Davis a win-now move in Dallas. Also, I want to point this out. Per Chris Haynes, Lakers let Rich Paul know immediately after the Mavs called the Lakers and offered Luka for AD. The LA Lakers then took 48 hours to decide if they wanted to make the deal. So, where do we want to start here? I think the base of this is, no duh, from the tweet from Shams. I'm sure the Lakers believe they could get a 25-year-old Luka Dončić to be the face of their franchise for the next decade plus. I don't know how this all went down. And if you're looking at the entire landscape of how fans are taking this, it is beyond shocking. It's almost unheard of. It's almost unbelievable that not only was this kept under wraps, not only that this trade happened, but that no one else was involved. Zach Lowe tweeted this out. Sample text from NBA team execs. This is the first time I've been legitimately shocked and could not move. What a terrible deal. And this is among his favorites. Dozens in a similar vein. What the F is going on? You have other organizations right now that had no idea Luka Dončić was out in the market. How is this not malpractice by Dallas? Full context. Luka Dončić has only a year left after this coming up season. So I'm sure the Mavericks were either worried about whether it was him signing or if he was going to be a nuisance next season, they were going to try to move him. If he was motivated, there's rumors that he came in overweight. Whatever the case may be, the sloppiness of how this deal got done, it's what's really head-scratching. Like if we try to explore who this benefits, if you're looking at the Dallas Mavericks getting Anthony Davis, who is at 31 years old, a history of injuries, can carry your team to an NBA Finals, but do you honestly believe that without Luka Dončić and a Kyrie Irving and a Anthony Davis-led team in Dallas is going to win the NBA Finals, is going to overcome OKC, for example, is going to overcome the Lakers if the Lakers make a run at the end of the season? No. So it doesn't make sense in Dallas' standpoint. Let's look at Luka Dončić. After being traded from the Mavs, Luka is now ineligible for a $345 million Supermax contract. So it doesn't make sense for Luka. The only team this makes sense for is the Los Angeles Lakers. And let's also bring this out to light. We hear that the Lakers, we saw in the tweets that the Lakers had been mowing over this decision for the last 48 hours. I'm sure they were just hoping that the Mavericks didn't change their mind. You don't think for 1 second LeBron James didn't know this deal was going to happen? The only people that come out on top of this trade are the Los Angeles Lakers. And you could say it's a move for the future, and it is, because you have Luka Dončić when you sign him, and now he doesn't get that crazy Supermax deal. You have him for the next 10 years. But it helps you this season. The Lakers at 28 and 19, 15th seed, the 5th seed in the NBA Western Conference. And now you have not two of the top 15 players in the league, not two of the top 10 players in the league, two of the top 7 players in the league when healthy, when on the court. And if you're the Lakers, and I think this is probably the one place it could backfire them, thinking bringing Dončić to LA to work alongside LeBron is going to change his work ethic. That is what it is. Luka's going to be as great as Luka wants to be. But nobody wins in this trade except for Los Angeles. And this allows people, the conspiracy theorists, to sit out there and say, well, there's not as much positive talk about the NBA. The NBA has been buried by the NFL. Nobody's watching it. The games are boring. We got to speed up the game, like Adam Silver said. This is a way to conjure up emotion, to conjure up talk, conjecture, volatility, all of it. Rivalries, hatred. This is perfect for the NBA. And interesting enough, they let this trade go through, but not the Chris Paul deal those years back. So there's a reason why your favorite top tier national pundit and hot take artist and your favorite sports show is going to be talking about this for days to come. This is Super Bowl week now. We are 7 days away from the biggest game in the National Football League calendar. And the NBA found a way to steal all the spotlight by this deal. I don't know how much LeBron was part of the manufacturing of this deal, but I do know he knew this deal was going to happen. I don't know how much the NBA got involved with making this deal happen or allowing this deal to come through, but they sure as heck are happy it happened. I don't know what the Dallas Mavericks are thinking. Sure, they saved themselves a lot of money, but they cost themselves the next decade of superstardom and relevancy. For the LA Lakers, for the LA market, for the LA fan, once again, your team, one of the staples in all of sports, has put themselves atop of the mountain. Now they are the target. They are the gold standard. And there is no doubt in my mind that Luka Dončić will get an extension with the Lakers now. And that the money that he lost, he'll get all back in sponsors and movies and television and all that. Now, here's my criticism to the rest of the league in all of sports, because now we're talking about Los Angeles. This isn't the first time an LA team has done this. The Dodgers have been running roughshod on all the market of players available. And the Lakers just once again flex their muscles and brought in somebody. This is a challenge to every other team, whether you're the Bulls, the Cubs, whether you're the Knicks, or you're the Houston Rockets, the Orlando Magic, I don't care. They went for it. They have set themselves up for it. And now they're in a position where they can win right now and win 5 years from now. How many teams in the NBA can say that about themselves? So I'll stay here locally. If you're the Chicago Bulls and you're winning some games, losing some other games, being competitive, not knowing exactly what the future entails because you're still holding on to Nikola Vucevic and Zach LaVine, and nobody wants Patrick Williams because we haven't seen the development of the number 4th overall pick that this regime drafted. Have they ever put themselves in a position to grab Luka Dončić? Are they ever the team to pick up the phone and ask what the availability is of Anthony Edwards? That is my challenge to you. You could complain. You could cry. You could scream till your throat is on fire about what the Lakers have done, about fleecing the Dallas Mavericks, at least on paper, or how the LA Dodgers are getting everybody. You have a checkbook. You have roster positions you have open that you can make open. You have talent. You have scouting. You have all the same things they do. Have you ever put yourselves in that position like they have? No. We all know the answer. You don't have to answer that if you're Arturas Karnisovas, Mark Eversley, or any regime before them, because they haven't done that. And now the Lakers went from, yeah, they can make noise because they have one of the greatest players of all time, if not the greatest player of all time. You know, I think it's Jordan, but I'm not going to argue with you if you think it's LeBron. And now you give him Luka Dončić with still half a season left with them in the 5 seed. Let me ask you this as we wrap this up. If you don't think that these type of deals don't mean something, especially in the NBA, being here in Chicago, as good as the Thunder are Are you now super confident that the Lakers can't beat the Thunder, can't beat the Rockets, can't beat the Grizzlies, the Nuggets, depending on how good, how great Joker wants to be? That one's up in the air. The Mavericks, understandably at the 8th seed, making this move, you would think, allows them to still be in competition. But does them being at the 8th seed, being in a play-in team, all of a sudden change with having Anthony Davis there? I ask you this, as much as we hate seeing it, don't you wish your team would do it? Don't you wish your team can pull off the coups the way the Lakers and Dodgers do? Would be nice, wouldn't it? We got a whole lot left here on this edition of the Sports Cubicle. An unbelievable way to end a Saturday night and wake up on a Sunday morning as Luka Dončić is heading to Los Angeles. It is now an LA Laker alongside LeBron James, as Anthony Davis is heading to the Lone Star State and is now a Dallas Maverick. We want to know your thoughts. Leave a comment down below if you're watching us here on YouTube at The Sports Cubicle. Check us out if you wanted to see the entire show over on SoundCloud. If you missed us over on WCPT 820 and WSBC 1240 AM here in Chicago on Sunday nights over on the WCPT 820 SoundCloud. And of course, I'm on Twitter at Mike M Media, Instagram at Mike Mercado Media. We have a jam-packed edition still left of this edition of The Sports Cubicle. Please keep it with us here on WCPT 820 AM and WSBC 1240 AM. And of course, on the YouTube channel at The Sports Cubicle. I'm your host, Mike Mercado.